Hello, I'm Jerry Ford, the beer review guy. Let me get this adjusted a little bit. Okay, so I thought I was doing my 15%er today, and I was gonna call it like a celebration beer for. I got a dadgum fly or something making me very mad. I mean, it's nice out right now, and but it's not springtime yet. So it's irritating. Oh, no, you come back here. My Mike Healy beer list. I don't have anything heavy enough to weight it down, I don't think. Try that. Okay, so I've been thinking I was missing a beer, but I couldn't figure out where in the heck it was. Well, today I found it. It's on the very back of the refrigerator, behind a fat jar of pickles. Okay, so this is Other Half Brewing. This is called the First Anniversary. First Anniversary Double Dry Hopped Triple West Coast India Pale Ale. Whew. My goodness, what is this gonna be like? Brewed by Other Half Brewing Company. Now stop it. The wind is, it's kind of windy. 1401 Oakey Street. It's funny. Oklahomans, you know, native Oklahomans are called Okies. Washington. Oakey Street, Northeast Washington, D.C. This is a 10% ABV. Now, it does not say 10% on here. No, wait a minute. There it is. Okay. 10% ABV. 16 fluid ounce. Oh, okay. All right. So hops is Amarillo, Cascade, Centennial, and Simcoe. Wow. It says a little bit on here about it. For our first anniversary, we released this monster triple West Coast IPA brewed with a mix of some of the most classic West Coast IPA hops in the land. At the same time, we didn't have canning capability. So this is the first time this beer is in package. Cheers. Wow, how to look. I wonder if I'm the first one to review this thing. Okay. All right, so this is my second to the last Mike Healy beer that Mike Healy sent me. Oh, excuse me. Yeah. All right, well, let's check this thing out. I'm curious. You ready? We got some chunkers in there. Oh, wow. Wow. A little citrusy, a little bit of pine, a little sweet orangish kind of an aroma coming off. I mean, I already said citrus, but might be a little grapefruit in there. There's a little bit of a bitter, kind of a grapefruit aroma. Got about a finger of head. It's a off-white a little bit. Mostly larger glassy bubbles. A very cloudy, amberish, almost orangish kind of a color. Like I said, there's some floaters in there. Ow, why is my thumb hurting? I'm not in the mood to have arthritis, I tell you. Not in the mood for that. It smells really good. You get the fact that there is a variety of hops in here. You get a slight indication that the IBUs could be pretty high, but it's really hard to tell because you got a nice sweetness up front too. Wow, it smells awesome. Okay. All right, here we go. Cheers, Mike. Thanks for sending me this, buddy. Wow. Oh my gosh. Man, that is good. That is really good. Man, how come all these IPAs you sent me are like medium bodies? You don't get that very often. And they're all good. I mean, they're all really good. Light carbonation. Wow, very flavorful. That variety of hops is just so well matched. They just go together so well. You get a nice balance of sweet and bitter. They just mesh really well together. You get the sweet up front, and then you get a little bit of a bitter aftertaste. But it's pleasant. The IBUs are very low in this. But I don't care. I don't mind. Oh, excuse me. I like the uniqueness of an IPA. It doesn't necessarily have to be like incredibly bitter to where you barely want to take a big drink. You have to sip it, you know what I mean? Sometimes they can just be way too bitter for me. Some of them I have been able to enjoy even though they're really bitter. Some are just so bitter that it's really hard for me to drink them. But I like a unique, a little bit of bitterness along with a little bit of sweetness, and then you get a nice variety of hops like this is made. This also has that characteristic, like there's like some sea salt or something added to it, because it kind of has that kind of a salty kind of a characteristic on the mouthfeel part. I'm not saying that there's any salt in it. I'm just saying that's what it kind of puts off that it has. And I like that because for many years growing up, that's how, and I still do, I put a little salt in my beers, mostly just lagers, Mexican lagers, American lagers, whatever. I like a little bit of salt in my beer, not all the time, but occasionally. When I was younger, I almost couldn't drink a beer without having salt in it because that's kind of the way I was used to drinking it. But now, the reviewing part of this hobby, excuse me, has really acclimated me to drinking beers without salt. I have come to appreciate the taste of beer without salt added. So wow, that is so good. That's my neighbor. He's a good guy. So anyway, this thing is really good, really good. The flavor profiles in this are just off the chart. A very enjoyable IPA. Triple West Coast India Pale Ale. Maybe that's the style of IPAs I like. I haven't kept track of what style of IPAs I think are really, really good. If I look back at them, it could be West Coast ones that I like so much. I don't know, I haven't really paid that much of attention if that's what I'm always liking. So anyway, but this is really good. If I rated higher than a 5 in my rating system, this would be up there, definitely. The label art is pretty cool. It looks like it's in a old part or a part of a city somewhere. Looks like there's some construction type machines. See that? The birds flying through there. Got one of those big tall signs that show different stuff they're advertising. A couple cowboys there. Okay. Man, that's so good. And the 10%, I don't really notice it. I don't notice it. The flavors are so big in here that that's another thing when you know that a beer has been made really well, is when they're able to disguise or mask off that the alcohol content is high. So that is really impressive. So there you go. Mike Healy, he is a IPA. He's an IPA fan. So if he hasn't had this one, Mike, you got to get one of these. Very good. Okay, well, I'm going to end it here. For our first anniversary, we released this Monster Triple West Coast IPA of the most classic West Coast IPA hops in the land. At the time, we didn't have canning capabilities. Oh, so they just served glasses of it at their brewery. So this is the first time this beer is in package. So this is the first time they've been able to can it and get it out there for people to, you know, to experience, excuse me, in other places. Where are they located in Washington? Yeah, so they're in Washington, D.C. If you didn't live in Washington, D.C., then you wouldn't have ever been able to experience this. You could go there, and they probably have a bar inside the brewery. A lot of them do. You could pull up there to the bar and order this thing. Otherwise, you'd never get to experience it. You know what I'm feeling in my stomach right now? I'm feeling 10% alcohol, but I'm not tasting it. Wow. Okay, well, I'm gonna end it here. I gotta make sure I get every drop of this. It's like liquid gold. Okay. If the other half brewery happens to watch this, other half brewing company happens to watch this video, I just wanted to say you guys did a really, really good job on this, and thank you for canning it so that Mike Healy could send me one to try and to review. So the chances that they watch this is is usually pretty slim, but Okay, now I'm going to end it here. I have one more Mike Healy beer, and it's the barley wine one. And I'm looking forward to that. 15%. I think it's barrel aged. Also, man, those, I've not had a bad one of those kind before. So I'm really looking forward to this one, to that next one. I think I might do it maybe Friday. Might do that, make that a Friday video. I was gonna say on this, now don't you land in my beer, I gotta fly. I don't understand it. Do I have a sign on my head that says land here, or anyway? I was gonna do the 15% beer as a celebratory beer and mention that tomorrow I'm moving into my new office. I've been talking to you guys a little bit about it, and it's happening tomorrow morning. So if you're watching this, and you usually end up watching my morning videos when I'm eating breakfast, drinking my coffee, you may not see one tomorrow. You probably won't, because my computer is going to be disconnected, and I'm going to be busy moving my stuff over to my new office. And so you might see a video of my office. Maybe I'll upload that. But I'm gonna have to take a cup of coffee to work in the morning instead of brewing it at work. And I'm gonna have to, I don't know, take something for breakfast. My toaster's disconnected and packed away. So I'll have to take one of my wife's muffins. So I might mention this again on the Friday one. But my son Jeremy, he got a promotion at his job. His job is used to be called inventory, and I don't have permission, excuse me, I haven't asked his permission either if I could mention where he works, but I'll ask him, and then I'll mention it Friday if I can. But he worked as an inventory guy, and they just unload trucks and put it away, put the product away and stuff like that. And he is one of, if not the hardest worker there. And he is one of the what do you call him? Him and another guy that works there have been there the longest of who's there now. And they're the most logical, the most experienced. And Jeremy has been helping in an area where he has to help the girl that usually does this count all the TVs, count all the cell phones, count all the games, count these, count that, and then you have to go through there and see how many of it's missing, and then you have to research where it's at, find out if it's been put somewhere else or if it's been stolen. Excuse me. Well, Jeremy was only part-time, so this position that he just attained, he got full-time with benefits. So really proud of him for getting to that point. And he's just a hard worker. He's responsible. His bosses really like him and respect him, and he shows respect to them, and they appreciate that. And that's how his mom and I raised him, you know. So So yeah, I was gonna mention my office move, and then mention his new position promotion. But I mentioned it now because I had my mind focused on doing that. But then I ended up finding this way in the back of the refrigerator. So, but like I said, I'll mention this again probably Friday, and if everything's going smooth enough, I don't know. We'll see. We might have my nephew and his wife over this weekend, so my wife's gonna be making me clean things that she doesn't want to clean to get ready for them to come over. So I might be too busy. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. But 21 minutes. I should have said at the beginning I'm going to be chatting a little bit at the end. I'll put it in the description if I can remember to do that. I'm 56 years old, so is that how old I am? No, there's no more in there, Jerry. Don't even try it. It's gone. Got an old brain. Okay, I'm gonna end it here. Thank you all for watching. I appreciate it. Thanks to Mike Healy again for sending me this, and thanks to Other Half Brewing for making such a good beer. See you on the next one.